suppose we can get started without them. Whenever you're ready!
What?
What is this shit? I really truly thought this Equestria Girls garbage was over, and now you're telling me there's a fourth movie? Why didn't they just do what any other normal person would do and make a trilogy? I guess Friendship Games was a pretty crap third entry to a series. Well, fuck. You know I can't just not review this one after reviewing the first three all that time ago. And I guess I get to make up for the fact that my Friendship Games review was just as bad as the movie itself. As a full disclaimer, I have no mental investment in My Little Pony anymore. I stopped watching the show almost 2 years ago. I did end up rewatching the series a few months ago, however. The problem is that this shouldn't mean anything, since My Little Pony, Equestria Girls, Legend of Everfree has nothing to do with ponies in the slightest. I guarantee that there are no tie-ins to the actual Friendship is Magic show other than having a cast of characters with the same names. Just have a seat and see for yourself.
Cool story, bro.
The movie starts out expecting you to have seen the first three movies.
We fought 3 evil sirens who tried to hypnotize everybody with their singing, 1 ridiculously competitive rival school, and 2 demon friends.
If you haven't, go watch my reviews on the first 3 movies, then come back. In the previous movie, Twilight Sparkle... Dear Christ, I forgot how much of a faggot those names make you sound when you say them out loud. Twilight Sparkle turned into some kind of demon girl at the end of that movie. The first scene shows that demon killing all of the main cast, but I think that was either a dream or a flash forward to a future event where they all die or something. We then cut away to the main characters on a bus talking about how they're on their way to a school-funded week at Camp Everfree. Now, I'm not really going to dwell on the fact that this school must be incredibly rich to afford to bring an entire grade of students on a camping trip, but I will dwell on this intro theme that immediately gives you a fucking existential crisis.
Will you be lost by time or be part of history? Will your story be told or remain a mystery?
Will you be lost by time or be part of history? Jesus Christ, is this one of those kids movies that accidentally gets really philosophical? It almost reminds me of that one line in, and I shit you not, Spy Kids 2.
You think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created? Here on Earth?
Well, if you were worried that this movie was going to be some sort of hidden gem, don't worry. That first line of the theme song is as thought-provoking as it gets. I might as well tell you my thoughts now, since I'm going to have a fucking aneurysm trying not to rag on this steaming pile of pony crap. This movie is not good. The only demographic of people I can recommend it to is girls between the ages of 3 and 6 and perverts in their 30s.
Chillo horse barges into your room at 3 a.m. Good evening, Anonymous. Have you practiced your instrument today? Looks at you like this, not knowing you don't play an instrument. What do?
Ask her if she wants to play my skin flute.
Rape.
And even then you probably won't get anything out of it. This movie is the very definition of junk food entertainment. There's no value in watching this, it's like white noise. If this movie didn't have the My Little Pony label and the humanized My Little Pony characters, I guarantee I wouldn't be reviewing it. I wouldn't have ever watched it, and fuck, I probably wouldn't have even heard of it. Now with all that being said, I would still very much love to keep going with this review, since there's a lot to talk about and there's a lot wrong with this movie. No, that's not what I meant. I'm doing this like the classic, like my old reviews of the first 3 movies. We're gonna go in order. At the end of the intro sequence, the largest bus in the world pulls up at Camp Everfree, and all of the characters get their... What the fuck? I forgot there was a talking dog in this movie. God, okay. The students all get their stuff and meet up with the camp counselors, Gloriosa Daisy and Timber Spruce. You know, these kind of names work with pony characters, but with actual factual humans, it doesn't make sense. These characters are supposed to be siblings, not step-siblings, not half-siblings, regular siblings. That said, you would expect them to have the same last name, but nope, the writers only know how to name ponies, so they get weird pony names. Also, Twilight starts crushing on Timber, which I find weird because he's like 25 and she's like 17 or something. Something about grown adults being romantic with kids in high school just rubs me the wrong way. Why does this image keep popping up on my screen? God damn. Again, there's no substance to these two characters getting romantic with each other. It's just there for the sake of being there. After I reviewed Miraculous Ladybug, some people either in the comments or on Discord told me that the romance in the show was really shallow. And in response to that, I'm just gonna openly tell those people to watch how it's handled in this show. That show is like fucking Mozart compared to this movie. Why Mozart? What am I talking about? The camp counselors are the least professional people in the world, so they don't have an itinerary. Instead, they start asking kids what they want to do during the week. Initially, it's pretty normal stuff: archery, rock climbing, arts and crafts. But then it starts to devolve into weird non-camp stuff like cookie decorating, and since of course this is just a glorified toy commercial, a fashion show.
A fashion show where I design the most fabulous camp looks inspired by today's hottest trends and have them modeled by my crazy, gorgeous outdoor settings. A camp tradition!
I just typed out the word fashion, and I have to go on a tangent here because this word goes against every rule that the English language has for the shun sound. I tried to spell it out how any normal person would try to spell fashion, but autocorrect is all like, no, you must be an illiterate idiot if you don't know how to spell fashion. Fuck English. I should start making all my videos in French. A subplot gets introduced where the camp is underfunded and some corporate jackass is gonna buy it and pave it over so he can build a shopping mall. Big returns on that investment, smart guy. You know how the second movie had the whole Battle of the Band plot that gets rehashed in so many kids' movies? In this movie, it's the we need to raise enough money to keep this piece of shit open plot that so many other kids' movies rehash. I can't find out the exact name for this on TV tropes, otherwise I would look it up to find out where this trope started. This subplot is glanced over at the beginning and isn't really mentioned again for a long time. Another subplot gets introduced, get used to this, it doesn't end here, in which the 7 main characters start to develop magic abilities during the time at the camp. Honestly, up to this point, I forgot that magic even existed in this canon. Everything the movie tries to get you to focus on is so normal, and suddenly seeing magic is just kinda jarring. The first person to develop their power is Twilight, who has the ability to levitate stuff. It's cool as fuck, but she decides it's bad because some demon girl, some shit, I don't fucking know. Sunset Shimmer, tries to find out if she has levitation powers too, and I completely get how this feels. I just finished Half-Life Alyx a while ago, and coming out of virtual reality, on multiple occasions, I tried to force grab stuff from across the room with the gravity gloves. Subplot number whatever comes along, in which the camp decides to get free child labor from the campers to fix their dock that should have been condemned long ago. Twilight almost tripped and drowned from a board that rotted out underneath her. Maybe the camp should be paved over and turned into a mall. To be perfectly honest, this dock subplot actually progresses the movie more than anything else. There's yet another subplot introduced during a ghost story segment that they always need in these camping movies. This is the titular Legend of Everfree that... Wait, hold on, did I ever mention that we're only like 20 minutes into this movie and there's like 1,000 things going on already? I feel like I'm watching Lord of the Rings for the first time and I have no clue what to keep track of. This movie is also less than an hour and a half long too, and it's managing to pack in all this bullshit. The legend tells of a witch that controlled the forest that the camp was built on, and how she told the people who built it that they wouldn't be able to keep the land forever. Which either ties into the guy wanting to turn it into a mall or contradicts it. I guess that's up for the individual to decide. Anyway, the good news is that the movie coasts on these couple of dozen subplots for the rest of the time. The only things out of the ordinary happening for the longest time are the main characters developing magical powers.
I didn't know what I didn't know.
Oh yeah, and a musical number. It's been so long since the intro that I forgot this movie actually had songs. This time it's Twilight, singing about how she wants everything to go back to normal and all her magic to go away.
It used to be so simple. It was a world I understood.
Which I find super hypocritical since, if you remember in the last movie, she had a big musical number about how she thought everything was so boring and how she wanted a big change in her life.
I know there's more that's out there, and I just haven't found it yet.
Well, you got it, bitch. Can't anything please you? These two songs are completely contradictory, and this character is such a flip-flop. So the superpowers start to show up. Super strength, super speed, magical shield, talk to animals, you know, normal superpower type stuff. But then this character, the worst pony, has the ability to throw sprinkles and make them explode. It's one of the most fucking useless powers I've seen, but it makes for this really great, morbidly intense moment that you wouldn't expect in a kid's movie.
Oh, shoot. I'm all out of nails.
Oh, here you go! Piggy, no!
So Sunset gets the power to read minds, then uses that power to find out the head counselor was actually the main villain, and not the corporate asshole who only showed up in one scene. Big shocker there, who would have guessed? She's been using these magical rocks to control plants, but these are the rocks that also give the main 7 characters their powers, because there are 7 stones and each of them match the characters' colors, because of course they do. So she turns into the witch that was in the ghost story and goes on a murderous rampage. You know, classic stuff, kills a couple people, then realizes that they're worth more if she actually takes them hostage as a way to negotiate for keeping the camp. Classic hostage stuff. She also has a musical number, which is actually half decent.
We will stand for Everfree.
None of the music in this movie held up to the music in the last 2 movies, though. The main thing those 2 movies had going for them is the music. It was the only thing redeeming enough for me to recommend them to anyone. This movie had really bland music. Maybe it's because I'm finally disillusioned with the whole My Little Pony thing and none of the music in this movies were that good. I don't know, but the point is, the music in this movie is kinda crap. They have a fight scene between the counselor and the main characters that honestly goes on a bit too long. Until Sunset and Twilight show up and they get the Infinity Stones from the witch. They get new designs that can be made into toys, they kill her, and it's over. Of course, they have to have a dance party to celebrate her death, but she manages to come back in time to stop the real villain, Mr. Pedophile over here, from getting frisky with Twilight. What a shit movie. I thought the last one was bad, but Jesus titty fucking Christ. Like I said in the beginning, I can't recommend this movie to anyone. If you have kids, don't even show it to them. At this point, these movies have become just hour-long toy commercials. Kids deserve better than that. This may have been the worst movie I've reviewed so far. Thank God there aren't any more of these.
It's not happening.
Thanks everyone for watching. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. This review was a long time coming, and after how much of a nightmare it was to actually sit down and write and edit this review, I'm definitely not reviewing any more Equestria Girls stuff. However, if you do want to see me review something specific, let me know in the comments. I always appreciate recommendations. Again, thanks everyone for watching.